I did choose the UTG bag. It's a pretty tough denier material. I do like that the buckles on the front like this. It does do a great job of keeping everything real tight. Yeah, it's got a water holder on the side. It's got some MOLLE pockets on it. This is one of the things that I have thoroughly enjoyed, is one of the Stanley. But the neat thing about this is stainless steel, so you can cook in it. It's full of water right now, so I won't be able to open it up completely. But this top part unscrews, and this becomes your cup you can drink out of. It's a 30, I believe it's 32 ounces of water. But I do like that I could boil in it if I needed to, and then I don't have to. I can pour water right into my cup and drink out of it. And then I love this strap here. It just keeps that down tight, and you can just lock this in, hold that tight like that. Honestly, on this side, I don't know why I put them there. They just fit, and I can use it for, putting down a shelter if I needed to. It's multi-purpose, so you could dig with it if you needed to. You could use this as a one-time weapon because it is pretty strong if you needed to. I've seen in one of the Dave Canterbury videos that he likes to carry the plastic ones of these. They don't weigh anything. These 4 don't weigh anything at all, so they don't really add any weight to the bag, but there's just so many things that you could use to with those that I just keep them in on the side like that. You do have pockets. You've got some MOLLE webbing here. Not sure that's staying in the can. Yeah, so, and this buckle comes loose, so if you need to do a quick release, you can. It takes off like that, but it's a real heavy duty buckle. On this side, I've got a pocket knife. Just a spare pocket knife I like to keep. It fits real well here. It's never come off, so I just kind of leave it there. Of course, I'd have trouble putting it on. Alright. And there's a carabiner. Something I think I took off of something else, but it's just something I put there at one point, and I've just never, you just never know sometimes if I need it. I've got some rope in here, I'll show you in a minute, that you could string something up. It's got a pocket here across the back. It's supposed to be for your everyday carry weapon. It's got some Velcro in here. If I can turn this so you can see it, so that you could put a holster here, but I don't carry anything like that with me. What I do have is I've got a cloth that I keep in there. I've got one of the heat sheet. This is a 2-person bivvy. There are times where I may have 1 or 2 of my kids with me. So if I need to, if it's dependent upon, I could get them in this, or I could get in with one of them. It is for 2 people. I like these a little bit more than the the cheaper Mylar blankets that you can get, because you can get literally 10 of those for $10. It was something that could help you in a pinch, but this is a little stronger than those. If you've ever seen the backs of these, you can use it as a first aid shelter. You can make it as shelter. You can use it as ground tarp. You can cover stuff with it. There's just a number of things that you can do with this, and it reflects 90% of your body heat. So it weighs virtually nothing, a couple ounces, and it fits real well in the back pocket there, so it's nice. This is a 3mm 55-gallon drumliner I like to keep with me as an extra shelter. String up something to keep the rain off of you if you needed to. That's it for that back pocket. It's hard to show, but there's some Velcro pieces in there. If you wanted to put a Velcro holster, you could. But okay, across the top, does have Velcro there. You could put a name tape if you wanted to, or I've seen people put their blood type, just different things like that. In this top pocket, right on top, I like to carry my headlamp. Keep just a bandana in there. Multiple uses for bandanas. Keep some extra batteries for my headlamp in case, like I said, because this bag I do anticipate being up to 48 hours away. So the headlamp, although it's lightweight, it's like one of those Energizer ones. You know, depending upon how much time I need it at night, depending upon what time of year. Here in North Carolina, it can get dark in the wintertime at 5 o'clock. So I could be in the dark for quite a long time, so having some extra batteries is helpful. I don't even know what type of string this is. It was just off of a spool, and I just wound some up one day and just wrapped it in there. Just a little bit of light cordage. I do have some extra knives in here. This one's kind of nice because it's flat. It's like one of the skeletal type of knives. I like the blade that's real flat like that on this particular one. It's a really sharp knife too. Carry a couple of these towels. You know, these are, you get these wet and these just expand out. They're just light load towels is what they're called. Oops. And a compass. That's what I've got in this top one. Just things that I can get to pretty easily, right on top without having to dig into the bag a lot. So, and you can see that there's some redundancy. I've got a couple knives already that I've shown. Moving on to the front pocket here, right up top, I got my fire steel, and this is one of the light my fire steels that has the whistle in it in this part here where the striker is. I carry some wet fire. These couple of those. This is one that I've lit just to test to see just how quickly it lights, how long it lights, and it is extinguishable, so you can put these out. What I read after the fact is that once you've opened I could probably throw this one away, because once you've opened these, they don't hold their fire properties after it's been taken out of one of these packs for after a couple of weeks. So I'll probably end up just throwing that away. There's an extra one of those. A bunch of alcohol swabs. I mean, you can use this as fire tinder, or for cleaning your tools, or cleaning the blade if you needed to cut something to eat with or whatnot. I've got about 10 of them here, I think, and there's 2 to a pack, so there's 20 of those. And like I said, you could easily start a fire with one of those. You just hit it with I've actually done it, is take your fire steel and you can spark on that and it'll catch pretty quickly. If the ground's damp, you know, I've got some aluminum foil in here, so I could start a fire on this, make this into a bowl. A number of things you can do. I don't exactly know how much aluminum foil is in here, but it folds up pretty small and it's lightweight. Oh, some more fire stuff. You got some these quick tenders, and this is one of the SOL lighters. You just flick that lighter and you can spark into one of those. You can see I've got multiple ways to start a fire, and then just a regular big lighter. Bright yellow, in case I drop it, it'll stand out. So that's kind of, like you can see, kind of my fire pocket, because sometimes of the year starting a fire is very, very helpful. So I have everything right here up on top, so I don't have to dig into the bag. Okay. Then there's a front pocket here, which I've got one of these saws. I think a lot of people don't understand how to use these saws properly. What you're typically supposed to do is you're supposed to find a real green sapling, a green stick. It's long, a little bit longer than this, and you'll use your knife and cut into the ends of the stick, and then actually pull this across and make a bow saw. and then you can saw into small branches and saplings and things, where they try to just use these rings and try and pull the rings back and forth, and that tends to make these things break. Maybe I'll do a video at some point of showing you how to make one of those. If you put this in using a stick, and you actually use the rings to hold the saw on either end, and you'll actually can form your own bow saw out of green sapling. You'll be able to use that a lot longer than that's the only thing that's in that front pocket there. Okay. In this front pocket, sometimes I'll come across things and I'll just throw them in there. This is some more quick tender. This is some stuff that has by Coghlan's. It is one. These have been put in petroleum, like a kind of like the tabs that they put in Vaseline petroleum jelly to get those to spark. Those could probably go up into that front pocket, but I just wanted to leave them in here, so I put them in this pocket instead. This would be my first aid kit / EDC kit. I could take this out just by itself if I needed to leave it with somebody, or to carry. This is in one of the lock sack bags. It's waterproof, but there's things like there's a little button compass in there. There's a little razor knife, some super glue, some safety pins, some wipes. There's some larger bandages in there. Let's see, I've got a medication pack. I've got some, I guess, cortisone type of thing, down to antibiotics, some burn gel, some Dramamine for motion sickness, some ibuprofen, some Tylenol, electrolytes. Okay, if you're summertime, you're doing really bad, you need to add some of this to get your energy back up. Put those in the bottle of water. This is the admin pack. This has got some duct tape, super glue, button tab, looks like more duct tape, a little razor knife in there, some safety pins, another razor blade, quick tab, forget the name of it, to start a fire. This is some iodine pads. One quick tip on these is you would not want to put this directly on your skin or a cut. You want to dilute this in water. These tabs, you can actually dump this into a little cup of water and dilute these down, and then you can use the water to pour onto a wound if you want to. I think USNER Doc has got a video on how to use these pads correctly, where you can wipe these directly on a cut or whatnot. These burn like hell. Don't put this right on a cut. Small bandit pack, that is some medical tape that's just wrapped around a credit card of some kind. Band-aids. These actually may be for blisters, I think. This is a special thing that Band-Aid came out with. If you've got a blister, kind of a water sack that you can slap onto a blister and keep walking if you needed to, because as I said, big thing is for me to get home. I've got a pair of some latex gloves just in case, some moleskin, and then some 3x3 pads. So it's kind of something that I had taken of, I've seen some videos from USNER Doc, and he's got some first aid kits, and I like how he has put everything into individual packs inside, so you can pull out the pack you need and then leave everything else in theirs. And then these lock sack packs are waterproof up to 200 feet, so you're not going to get this stuff. And they seal real nice. And they're airproof, so you can, I'll repack that later, but you can squish that real flat tight and get all the air out, and it will typically stay. It won't, they will stay sealed, which is real nice. Continuing on, just some things that I like to keep on the carabiner here, in case you are illegally detained by some manner. You would not want to use this if the police have detained you, but you were illegally detained. I have a handcuff key. I like redundancy, so I found this at the dollar store of all places. It's a little LED light, and it's got a compass in it. And then there's a carabiner. I like to carry a safety pin, a paper clip, a P38 can opener, and then another little Leatherman. This has just got a couple different blades on it. It's got a knife blade, some scissors or some tweezers in this, but I like the package. I liked how small that was. It's real lightweight, so it's a little multi-tool, if you will. For my bigger flashlight, I've got the Phoenix E11. This is a dual. It's got two brightnesses. It's got a low and a high. I think on low, I want to say 20 something lumens, maybe 30 at the most. And then when you turn this down, it's when you turn it all the way to a tightness, it's up over 100 lumens. It's maybe 115, 118, something like that. I don't know. But the other nice thing is it runs on one AA battery. And you'll probably see in this one, I keep lithium ultimate energizer in there. The Phoenix lights are just some of the best on the market. They actually have an IC chip in there that regulates the light and gets you the most out of your battery, most consistent light. It's a IPX8 waterproof, so I don't have to worry about this bag getting dunked. It's completely sealed. Real nice flashlight, real lightweight. I'll just grab everything in the front here since it's a little hard to show. So I have got some earplugs in case, I don't know, you just need some earplugs. I like throwing a couple of extra batteries in. I've got some of the different lithium batteries in a regular battery, another lighter, and a Sharpie. This front admin pocket I carry, I love these little pens. They don't sell them anymore. It really made me mad. This is the Zebra F301. They call it a compact pen, where it's full size when you open it up, but it's small when you close it. I usually have one of these in my front pocket too, all the time. Let's see. Got a couple of these bags. These are 1 liter bags that they're stand up by themselves. This is a poncho, just a simple poncho that I actually had opened at one point, didn't mean to, but just shoved it in the front. And then a Write in the Rain notepad. This is that waterproof paper. Like there is actually a pen that you can use that they make to write on that paper that makes it even the ink is waterproof, but I think that you can also use a Fisher Space pen to do the same thing. Okay, we'll move on to this side pocket here. This is kind of just a hodgepodge of different things, but starting out from the beginning, just a little whistle I found with yet another compass. You can see that I like the redundancy. It's just something inexpensive that I can keep, real lightweight, so I don't have to worry about if I lose a whistle or whatnot for signaling. Another lighter. This is one of the Coghlan multi utility whistle. It's got a thermometer on it. This one's kind of nice because it does have a little magnifying glass built in. Never really tried to use it. I probably should. I'll make a video and see if we can't start a fire with that thing some point. It does have a compass. I don't know if I said that or not. So you can see I've got multiple compasses. Another little Swiss Army knife. Some bug spray. I've got a couple of these Propel. These have energy, vitamin C. The big thing I got it for is the basically just the energized. It's just something to flavor the water if you need it to. Hopefully mask some of the other things that I might do to it with those water tablets. Got a couple packs of those. Looks like I've been into it. I had more hard candy in there than that, but I usually try to carry some hard candies in there, some Smarties. These won't melt or anything, and I like the flavor of them, so I usually keep 2 or 3. Looks like I have been into this and got some. Another little Swiss Army knife. You know, this is the full size one with the regular blade. Nothing real too fancy about this one. This one does have a saw, which is kind of nice. I do like the fact. So I guess this one is the one they call the Swiss Army Camper. This one's got a saw blade on it, so I could process some small wood if I needed to start a fire. And that's the main reason I got this knife specifically, is that it's real lightweight, has a real sharp blade. It's got a couple other tools on it as well, but it has that saw. And you can get this knife for like $20, even at Target, around the $25 mark, even at Target. I don't know why Walmart doesn't sell that one. I don't think they do anyway. This does not come with it. I literally had bought a knife 20 years ago, and it came with this pouch, and I just put it in there. I think I've actually had broken the tip or whatever on the knife that came with this one, but I've always liked this case, so I kept it, and it came in useful. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is coffee filters. If I needed to filter some water, real nice to do that with. Just some simple coffee filters. They're made to keep the coffee grinds out, so it will keep debris out of your water if you needed it to. And this is basically some stuff that came out of an MRE, and I may have added a wipe in there or something, but this is just the accessory pack from an MRE, like the little toilet paper pack, the sugar, and like I said, I think I supplemented a couple more things in there to go with it. That's all for this pocket on the side. Really just some stuff I can get to pretty quickly and not have to dig into the main pouch. Like that's pretty much the theme of everything. That's why I like this particular bag. It's got a lot of nice pockets to it. And I'll bag the rest of that stuff up later. Alright, and then let's get on to the main pocket. Make sure I got the bag centered still. So this one's kind of nice because it does have this, this pocket here to keep water and stuff out. Alright, so in here, this is 50 feet of mil-spec paracord. This is the way it came wrapped. I've just never used it, never had the need for it, but this 50 feet of paracord. This is a little bottle of bleach, chlorine bleach, so I can treat water that way as well. So you can see I've got a multitude of ways of treating some water. This is funny, but it's a little fishing kit. I think I bought this thing off of eBay because it was a couple dollars, and for me to go out and buy that stuff, I don't fish a whole lot. I mean, I have been fishing, but I'm not a big fisherman, so I don't typically keep this stuff around my house. But I happened to be looking for some other stuff, and I thought, well, on eBay I would just type this in. So I think I got two or three of these things for less than $10. I think I bought, I don't know, but the prices on eBay change all the time. But it's got a floater, it's got some rope, it's got a bunch of hooks and some weight and some fishing line in there. Just something that somebody put together, and I like to support local people, so I went ahead and bought it. UCO matches. These are the hurricane matches, the ones that burn 15 seconds or so. I get these at REI, I believe. I like these because of the small container, and it's got the striker on the side, and it's got some extra strikers inside there. Looking for, that's interesting. Got a larger compass, so it's got a magnifying glass on it, just the traditional one. This spins So you can, just a larger compass, a lot more accurate than the other compasses I carry in there, but I like to carry 2 or 3 compasses just in case. This is a bag of toilet paper. So for my large full-size knife, it actually does fit in here real well, is I like to carry one of the Mora knives. This is one of the carbon steel blade. I don't know what particular model this is, but I've just always liked the feel of the handle. It's a really sharp knife. I don't have to worry about sharpening it all the time. I do put a light coating of olive oil on mine, or food grade mineral oil, something like that. So if I had to cut up some food or something, I don't have some type of oil that I wouldn't want to eat. So I put that on there. On the back side, I put a needle, a sail, one of the sail needles like Dave Canterbury calls for. So if I needed to sew the bag up or my clothes up or something, I could take either some of the inner guts of this or some fishing line or whatever and sew, but I keep it on the back of this so I can just peel that off and I know where it is all the time. A lot of people know the Mora knives. If you don't have one, you've got to buy one. You can get these off Amazon for $12 to $15. One of the sharpest knives right out of the box I've ever seen. I can't speak highly enough on these knives. Now I'm kind of getting down into the food aspect of it, or at least right here on top. I carry some more hard candies with me. These just happen to be some lifesavers. You do want to be careful with these because these could melt. You may want to eat on those first. And then I carry some beef jerky, some peanuts. This is what I was looking for earlier. This is the kind of the heart of the filtration system that I carry with me. This is the Sawyer Mini, rated down to the 0.1 micron. This is really cool because you can fill up this bag. This is you'd fill this bag up with water, and then this just screws right onto the top. But the neat thing about the way this filter is this can go onto a standard water bottle, or even, I don't know, it looks like it could kind of go on a water hose too. So then what you'll do is the flow, you'll suck through this side, so then this goes here, and you can actually put the straw on it if you wanted to, and then you'll drink through this side, and that's why the cap's on it, to keep this from getting contaminated by the dirty water. So you can, if you needed to, you could put this right into the water, drink through the straw. You can put it on a bottle, you can fill this up, and then I could use that to fill my water bottle back up. And that's, I don't know if I said it earlier, but this is rated for 100,000 gallons of water. That is, I think I added that up one time. That's like 3 or 4 swimming pool, the average size swimming pool full of water. You could have it go through this filter. There's some more beef jerky and some peanuts in here. Oh, one of the things I did mention, I saw in there just now, is this is some military energy gum. This is a little bit more than you'll find like the Jolt Cola or something like that. These are what the soldiers carry. Each tablet, I don't know if you can read that or not, contains 100 milligrams worth of caffeine, and there's 5 pieces of gum in here. So if I needed to really keep going and was running out of energy, this is one little piece of gum is 100 milligrams of caffeine. You don't want to eat a whole lot of these. I've eaten these before. They will hype you up big time. But you can buy these off Amazon. You can buy either a huge box of them, or you can buy 5 or 6 packs. People sell these. They come in cinnamon. This one's Arctic mint. And there's also like a spearmint or something. But these, I think these come in the food packs now, but I bought them individually, and like I said, there's 5 pieces of gum in there. More fire starting. This is a trioxane bar. You can light the whole thing, or you can break off pieces and then you can start a fire with this. You can cook food with this. I could heat water up in this thing, in the water bottle. Almost done. What I do like to carry, some people carry the life raft food. I'm not a real big fan of that stuff. Some of them taste like coconut. There's some of them I've seen. Urban Prepper did a huge, he's done several 3-day challenges on all his different food, and if you haven't looked him up, you need to. He does a good job, and they're funny too. But he starts like on a weekend and eats that food 3 days, 3 meals a day for 3 days. What I did was I just bought Cliff Bars. I like these are the peanut butter ones, and there's 6 bars in here, so I carry 6 Cliff Bars. The diet would be the same, you know. You kind of get tired of that after a little while, I think. But I'm trying to get home. You know, I'm not out camping. I'm working my way home, and I need just enough to keep going so that I can get myself home. One of the things I do carry in here as well is I carry 2 packs of this emergency drinking water. I would obviously go to this one first, but if I needed to, these are just 2 packs of water to get started while I may be waiting for some water to filter, or I haven't gotten to a stream yet to use my Sawyer filter. These weigh next to nothing. They're good for 5 years. You just can't go wrong. And they're lightweight. They fit right in the pack as well. For shelter, I did have the 55-gallon drum liner, and I did have the survival heat sheet, the SOL blanket. But then the other thing I carry is SOL's emergency bivvy. So this, just another, probably if I were up, like I said before, I tried to plan this out so that if I was up to 48 hours away from home, I actually would have something that I could sleep in. In the bottom of here, I think this is a fire starting kit. I've got this one sealed off just so that it doesn't, I think I've got something in here. Yeah. I'll do a video on this one at some point, and we'll look to see what's inside here. It's kind of a mystery pack right now. I think this is probably just a small survival kit that I put together with like a whistle and just different stuff like that. And then there's a second one in here. These are real nice because they can both fit flat across the bottom like that, and they're metal so they won't get bent real bad. Oh, this is a survival kit. So that one's probably a fire starting kit. But this one's a survival kit with a little knife, a compass, some duct tape, some more matches, a whistle. Looks like some safety pins, maybe a couple bandages, these fire quick tabs. I was on a kick for a while of making Altoid survival kits, and I just wrapped it with a couple band-aids. Oh, what the hell, we'll open that one up because let's take the tape off of this one and we'll take a look, because I can always tape it back up. But this is nice because it leaves you with a little bit of, I'm going to bump the camera here for a little bit. I'm going to put the tape on that. Yeah. So this is lighter. Looks like some dryer lint. Oh, there's some more water tabs. This is some, oh, there's another little of these. I bought these at Walmart. They're just little razor knives. I think I bought these actually in the sewing section. These are more Vaseline in cotton balls. Some dryer lint. A little bit of jute twine. Razor blade, and some more matches. So we'll seal that back up. Fat wood, just a little stick of fat wood. Just shave a little bit of that off. It's a great fire starter. This is a natural resin wood that you can carry with you. I've seen actually Light My Fire sell some of this where they've drilled a hole in here and they put some paracord through and then they put a fire steel on it, but I didn't go through all that. That's just, I actually bought this. We have a grocery store chain called Food Line, and in their picnic section they actually have this in a box. So you can buy a huge box of this for like $5, and there must be like 50 pieces of this stuff in there. So real great for starting a fire. This bag, if I can get it on the camera right, it actually has 2 pockets inside. It was stuff so full of stuff I didn't have anything in this front pocket. On this back pocket, I actually carry one of the North Carolina maps with me too. So I do live in North Carolina, like I say, and a lot of time I travel within a couple hours of being at home. So you can get these at the welcome centers, and I just keep it in a lock sack bag like everything else. And these are real nice. You can just sit back here in this back pocket. And that's it. That's what I carry in this bag. You can, in some ways it looks like a lot of stuff, but it fits real neatly in this bag. Oh, sorry. There's some wet ones too, so you can wipe your hands if you needed to. Do any kind of cleanup that you wanted to. Different items I think that you could use to get home. The food has come in handy so many different times I can't even count. Like I said, even just trying to get home one evening in a snowstorm that we had. I had my kids with me. We were having beef jerky, peanuts, and so we had some Cliff Bars and some stuff that actually tastes good. Some of that Life Raft food. I have another backpack that I'm going to do a video on as well that I actually do have some of the Life Raft food, but I will probably take it out and swap it out with some of these Cliff Bars or something, because as I said, I'm trying to get home. I'm not trying to camp, but I think that a lot of people could use something like this. If they, by no means is this an all-inclusive kit. You know, you need to put in what you think that you need. There's some things in different parts of the country that you may need more than others. I have kind of built this around what I think I would need if I were in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, any of those places like, or that I usually would travel to, that I could be up to several days away from.